y'all? It's your girl, UC Kayla. Welcome back to UC Kayla TV, or if it's your first time, welcome to UC Kayla TV. Before we get into today's review of last night's episode of All American Homecoming, please remember to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share if you like this content, guys. All right, so All American Homecoming, last night's episode that premiered was episode 6 of season 1, entitled Family Affair. And I'm going to start off with the synopsis. And if you see me looking over and you're new here, I'm looking at my notes. So the synopsis for the episode: Simone is excited that baby Shea is coming to town, but another visitor she wasn't expecting surprises her as well. Damon struggles on the field while family drama could threaten his new bond with his mom. Sorry, guys, I obviously don't pre-read the synopsis. I don't, because I like to just watch, so there's no expectation of what's going on. All right, guys, so I do a HBCU theme breakdown of the episodes because that's the whole theme of this spinoff from All American. So the pregame, or the topic that kicks off the episode, we begin the episode with Simone, and she's working out and thinking about the fight really that she and Damon had about she and JR trying to find his birth parents, even though he said he didn't want to and they also didn't tell him. And then as she kind of like comes back from her daydream, Damon walks by trying to avoid her. And she tracks him down and tries to smooth things over, but he's not ready at that point to move forward with her or JR, who also walks up and tries to defend Simone. And, Damon's not trying to hear what JR has to say either, because they're not even on good terms. And he does find out, though, from JR that he's quitting the team. Damon's mom, Keena Sims, also comes by to visit, and this time she promised Damon and Coach Turner that she didn't have any ulterior motives. She was just coming to watch him play. Also in this pregame, Santiago was promoted to the catcher on the team. That was JR's old spot. And Damon was not happy about that because they don't get along. All right, so let's go to the tailgate topic. Chanel drops off baby Shea with Simone for the weekend, and Simone's mother also shows up. Chanel is baby Shea's adopted mother, and his father's name is Tariq. Keisha won the dance competition and that spot in Normani's music video. Sorry guys, I cannot talk today. Keisha is she also gets caught lying by Cam to her father about dance again. And he just encourages her to live in her truth as he normally would. JR comes home to his actual house and finds his parents packing up the house because they're selling it. And he was very disappointed about that. Simone learns that her mother was pressuring her to make up so that she could seem perfect for the Atlanta Law Review, which was, covering a story on her. And that really pissed Simone off, as it should, because her mom should have just been honest and told her that. Damon and Santiago get into a fight during baseball practice, and Coach Turner makes them volunteer to go to this event together and force them to get along. All right, so who are our rival teams this episode? I would say we didn't really have rival teams, but there are 2 honorable mentions. Santiago, but he does redeem himself before the end of the episode, and then Simone's mother, and she also redeems herself before the end of the episode. All right, so let's get to the halftime show. Keisha reveals to her friends that she did not get the lead dancer spot. However, that's all she told Nate and Simone. She goes into more detail with Cam, revealing that she didn't get that lead due to being pre-med, and the choreographer thought that she wouldn't have enough time to commit to being a lead dancer. Damon's mother senses his troubled spirit and tries to help him, but Damon can't bring himself to tell her that he's wanting to look for his birth parents. Damon and Santiago finally understand their influence and responsibilities as student athletes while mentoring 2 young kids at the volunteering event. It made them squash their beef and focus on being, stand-up guys on and off the field. And they also won the scrimmage due to their ability to work together. Even though Coach Turner told them to do a different play and they didn't listen to him, they trusted each other. And he congratulated them on winning the game and still said they had to show up at 6 a.m. for laps. I was like, dang, Coach Turner. But, you got to do what your coach tells you to do. An argument between Simone and her mother, Tina, reveals that Tina dropped out of school back in college so that Amara could attend Brinkston after their father died. Simone was further hurt that her mother supported her aunt back in college, but she still doesn't support her present day. Tina has to realize that she didn't owe Amara that sacrifice, and Amara didn't owe her to live the life that she wanted her to live versus the life that Amara wanted to live because of her sacrifice. Keisha's father, President Allen, finds out that Keisha is no longer pre-med. I believe it was from the registrar's office or something like that. They informed him of her dropped classes. And Keisha, holds her ground. It's like, this is what I want to do. And he hits her with a low blow and tells Keisha that her deceased mother will be very disappointed in her decision to drop her major. So that's a low blow. All right, guys, now we're down to the post-game turn-up, which are just the bombs dropped at the end of the episode. Damon came to help Simone watch baby Shay, and they made up. Damon gave Simone some good advice about navigating her connection with Shay. As someone who was adopted, he had good insight on that. And Simone gave Damon some good advice about navigating his relationship with his mother. And as a mother, she was able to give good advice on that. Cam was advised by Nate to make his intentions clear with Keisha. Kind of threatened more than advised. So Cam came and visited Keisha, and he told her that they're going on a date at Tibbs. But Keisha ended up standing him up at the restaurant. We saw him sitting there alone, and she's at the family dinner. Damon tells his mother that he wants to find his birth parents, and she took it okay. She tells him that she doesn't know anything because the adoption was private and handled by his father, who has Alzheimer's and wouldn't be of much help to try to, figure anything out from him. Simone and her mother made up after her mom offered a seemingly heartfelt apology and also bonded with baby Shay before leaving. And lastly, JR shows up to family dinner and asked Damon if he could take a DNA test with them. Even though they're not on good terms, they both want answers. So Damon agreed. All right, so my opinion. We'll see about Tina. That's Simone's mom. If she really has a changed heart with Simone and Amara. Also, I don't think that's the same lady that played Simone's mother on All American. I thought that lady was like more darker skin. I don't think that's the same actress. I noticed that last night. I was like, that ain't Simone mama, but maybe the lady didn't want to come over to like a full-time recurring role on this show. So it happens. It happens. JR's parents, they're getting on my nerves with how they're beating around the bush with JR about why they're getting divorced. Like, he's grown. He's not in high school. He's not in middle school, elementary school. He's old enough. Yes, it's still going to be hard. I'm not excusing that any time that someone's parents don't stay together. But he's old enough to process information. Even if they don't tell him A to Z exactly what happened, just overall what happened. Like, I've known y'all to be together my whole life, and then all of a sudden I come home, y'all are not together, and you're still in the house. And then also, I just wanted to point out, even though they didn't make a big deal out of it in the episode, that Jesse, who is JR's father, revealed that JR has something called, I think he said, aplastic anemia. So we might hear more about that. My opinion on Cam's mom, Keena. I hope she isn't lying to Cam about not knowing anything about this adoption, because he struggled pretty bad with trust just after the thing with JR and Simone. So his trust might not recover after this one if she's lying to him about that. And what else? Oh, Keisha. Keisha was so wrong with standing Cam up. Like, Cam trusted her. Yes, he was a little feisty with her too after he had his aneurysm, but he did end up trusting her with a very serious medical, a medical situation and his close secrets and information. And I feel like Keisha should have just told him what happened with her father. And I hope she isn't blaming Cam for her father's reaction, because nobody can control a person's reaction but that person. President Allen is responsible for his reaction, and that was a low blow, and that had nothing to do with Cam. I think Cam has proven that he wants to be there for Keisha, because after Nate threatened him in the weight room, he stepped to her correcting him, like wanted to take her out on a date and I guess be a thing. So I think they'll work it out. I hope they do. When you lose a parent or anything like that, which I have not, but I'm sure it guards you because you don't want to experience heartbreak again. you know. So I honestly think that's why Keisha stood Cam up, but we'll see. Honorable mention, it's not coming back on next week, guys. We have to wait until April 11th for episode 7 of All American Homecoming, but it'll be worth it. Sorry, I tried to make this one short and sweet because you know how this show goes ups and downs. Like, you have some lighter episodes, some heavier episodes. I have a feeling they're about to bring the heat again with the drama. So when I can do a shorter review, I'm going to do a shorter review because I have a feeling episode 7 is going to be, we're going to get into some things a little bit deeper. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, please comment, please like, please share, because I want to continue to review this show. I'm going to finish out the season, but if I still don't have, you know, great response with the views and things like that, I might just have to do other things. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys so much for joining me at UC Kayla TV. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And if you want to watch my retro review Thursday, Throwback Thursday, I'll be sharing a video. I call it a retro review. And it's just a review on a show from the past that I really enjoyed and like a refresher and just something to binge watch, guys. All right. Thank y'all. Have a good one.